Let me ask you about something Donald Trump said today, because he looks more and more...
Oh, what is the Donald Trump? Now, the major function of media is to follow the Donald Trump quote of the day.
But more and more it does look like he's going to be the nominee on the Republican side, so either you or Hillary Clinton is going to have to run against him.
Yes, be my pleasure.
He said he would look to your speeches for very good material against Hillary Clinton, starting with "she has bad judgment."
Well, look, the Republican Party will have dozens of oppositional researchers. They don't need my speeches to talk about Hillary Clinton. They will go after Hillary Clinton, by the way, in ways that I have never, ever gone after Hillary Clinton. I mean, things like the Clinton Foundation or things like the email situation. I don't talk about that. I have never talked about it one word on this campaign. I suspect very much that Donald Trump and the Republican Party will go after her in many, many ways that we have not.
But if he says she has bad judgment, you wouldn't disagree?
It depends. Well, I think Donald Trump's, not that Donald Trump has bad judgment. I don't think Donald Trump has any judgment whatsoever. When you have a candidate like Donald Trump, who every single day is attacking a different group of people, whether they're Mexicans or Muslims or veterans or women or African Americans, this is a man without any judgment, without the demeanor. And I think the vast majority of the American people, no matter what their political views are, do not believe that Donald Trump has the demeanor or the judgment to become president of the United States. That's why he's way behind.
You suggested he's dangerous, and if he is the nominee, he is the likely nominee. Does your continuing criticism of Hillary Clinton, if she's the nominee, hurt the Democrats' chances of pushing forward your agenda of winning the White House?
This is media stuff, okay? And I know this is what media focuses on.
You don't think you're hurting her with
the criticism? Of course I'm not hurting. Well, first of all, I am running for office. She went around today, I think today here in Indiana, suggesting that Bernie Sanders voted against the automobile bailout. Happens not to be true. She has talked about me wanting to dismember health care programs in America when I believe in universal health care. That I've attacked Planned Parenthood when I want to expand funding for Planned Parenthood. That's what happens in a campaign. People exaggerate and they make charges. We have tried to run an issue-oriented campaign. Why am I running for president? Not for the fun of it, you know. I'm running because I think it is too late for establishment politics and because I have strong differences of opinion with Hillary Clinton. No great secret. Hillary Clinton voted for the war in Iraq. She acknowledges that that was a mistake. I helped lead the opposition to the war in Iraq, voted against the war. I have voted against every one of these disastrous trade agreements, which have resulted in millions of Americans losing their jobs. She has supported virtually all of them. I want to end fracking in this country. As Secretary of State, she supported fracking. All right,
and you don't think those criticisms hurt her? I mean, you intend them to hurt her.
This is called a democracy. Why am I running for president? What should I do? I should be talking about what I believe and the differences of opinion that I have with Hillary Clinton. Now, if the question is, are my views much closer to Hillary Clinton's than they are to somebody like Donald Trump? Of course they are.
Then
Donald
does that
Trump
mean
would be
at
a
some
disaster,
point?
but no, look.
Does that mean at some point the two of you? No, but it will. At some point, will the two of you get in a room, whoever the nominee is? Do you think?
Well,
and whatever the differences were,
this is what I believe.
And criticisms were, you'll work that through.
Hillary Clinton and I. Now you got to separate the real world from media world.
Sure.
All right. Media world worries about these things. Real world does not. Real world worries about how their kids are going to go to college. Real world worries about climate change. Real world worries about 47 million people living in poverty. That's not media world. Media world has gotcha type questions. Now, I will do everything that I can, and I think Hillary Clinton and I agree on this, that we will do everything we can to make sure that a Republican does not win the White House. And I will knock my brains out. I will work 7 days a week to make sure that that does not happen if I am the nominee and if I am not the nominee. That's what I will do.
You and I in Indiana just shot some hoops. You were better at it, I think.
Well, I'm a little bit taller than you.
All right, thank you. That's kind of you. You're a little better. So if you were a betting man, if you were going down to the betting parlor, what are the chances Bernie Sanders is the Democratic nominee?
Well, you know, politics is very strange, and funny things happen, and especially this political year. It's been a pretty strange year, I think it's fair to say. So if the question is, do I consider myself the underdog? You know, when we began, we were 60 points behind Secretary Clinton. We have closed that gap very significantly. We've now won 17 states. I think we're going to win here in Indiana. We are the underdog, but I think there is a narrow path to victory, and we're going to fight for every vote that we can get to make that victory happen.
Senator, thank you.